Hello everybody and welcome. Hello and welcome.
Hello and welcome.
Hello and welcome.
Hello and welcome to the newest Brawl Stars. I couldn't help it, Ryan.
You messed up right away.
Hello fellow brawlers, I'm Kairos Time and it is time to brawl. Today we've got a very, very special video for you today. Not only do we have some updates, sneak peeks coming in here, but we also have the results from the recent community round table. Let's go ahead and introduce the guests. We've got none other than Lex, who's almost always here on my channel. How you doing, Lex?
What's up, man? I am thrilled to be here, excited to hear what we've got coming up in the game, plus what you all think about all the community roundtable discussion that we had.
Then we also have Trickshot, who is a community moderator for the subreddit, who has been here as well for previous community post videos. How you doing, Trickshot?
I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. And then we have our special guest, a man who needs no introduction, none other than Arlight, also known as Ryan, also known as the community manager for Brawl Stars. Let's give it up for Ryan, guys.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be on this video. I've been wanting to join this for a while now.
Ryan, I hear you got some sneak peeks for us. What's going on? What's happening?
Is that what's going on?
Are we going?
Do
Are we going Android because it's the anniversary of Brawl Stars? Is that what's happening?
Sadly, no. We're not going to Android because it's the anniversary. Although that would have been a wonderful coincidence. Unfortunately, it is not lining up to have any super cool announcements on Brawl's birthday.
You know, that's okay. That's okay. What do we have coming up in the future for Brawl Stars?
Yes, so I have some very good news. We will be having an update before summer break. The team has been working like crazy. We just had an update about a month ago, and we're gonna have one more mini update. We're gonna try to sneak it in before July.
All right, so that's you told us that there's an update. What kind of fun stuff we've got coming in this update, Ryan? Don't leave us hanging here, man.
I won't leave you hanging. I won't leave you hanging. So, although it is a small update, we did put in some stuff that I think you guys will love. First and foremost, we've heard your response on Duo Showdown. You guys love it, and we can see the response on Twitter, on Reddit, and we can see in the stats ourselves. It is the most played game mode. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that slot, the Showdown slot, and make Showdown and Duo Showdown always available.
What?
Oh wow.
Wait, so are the Duo Showdown and Showdown, are they going to share one slot and they just alternate, or?
That's exactly right. They'll share one slot and you can pick. So they will both always be online. You can pick duos or solo when you do Showdown.
That is so
Oh my
awesome.
That's pretty crazy.
And all of the Showdown maps, you will now be able to play duos.
What?
Yes. That is awesome.
Yes. That's awesome. For those of you guys that don't know this, we're hearing this live for the first time, so this is pure joy on my face. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, these guys did not get any sneak peeks. These are all surprises for you guys also.
Yeah, that is really cool. I know that, as cool as Double Trouble is, it's, just that one map. I was hoping for some more maps. I didn't know that you guys are going to open up all the Showdown maps, and that is really awesome. That's going to add a lot of variety. People should be stoked for that.
So what else is coming in the update other than the new Showdown updates?
So we have more coming too. Now, all of you guys on Reddit have been asking when the reward doublers will come. Originally, we wanted to put this out a few weeks ago, but we found a very critical bug that we couldn't fix without doing a full update of the game. So we fixed that, and now reward doublers will be coming. And I'll remind you guys, for those that don't remember how this will work, when you open a regular Brawl box, what you'll be able to do is, this is optional. You can just collect your rewards and go on. But if you want, you can watch a quick ad and then select one of those rewards and double it. And this will be coming with the update.
Nice. You know what the most asked question I got when they were talking about the ads, Ryan, is that, hey, what happens if I get a legendary brawler? Can I double that reward?
2 crows.
That would be nice. Man. I don't know what I would do with 2 crows. I don't have enough hands to run 2 at once. But no, you can't double the brawlers, unfortunately.
But that is awesome. That's going to give a great option to a lot of the free-to-play players that will really speed up their progression. So that is really sweet. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be really fantastic. Is that anything else that we got in the pipeline for this update?
Yes, so we are hoping to add a couple of skins into this update as well. We haven't seen skins in a long time. So we're hoping to have skins for Frank and Jesse, and if we're lucky, one more.
That's crazy, because to me, I'm like, you know, we haven't seen a lot of skins a lot in the past, mostly because you guys have been focusing on just creating a fantastic game. The fact that you guys are starting to do a little bit more skins, that sounds like sounds good to me.
That's exactly right. And as many of you on Reddit noticed, we've been kind of redoing the character models with each update, or almost every update. At least one or two of them have had new models that you've caught up on. We wanted to finish that before making the skins. Otherwise, we would have had to redo everything twice. So that's why you're starting to see more skins come out. And in addition to that, we're going to have some balance changes, and maybe, hopefully, we'll be able to get a new map into the game. And a whole bunch of quality of life changes and bug fixes. I've seen people reporting issues with the super button sticking, so we'll fix that as well. And a few more quality of life improvements with the friend system and that kind of stuff.
Did I hear you say Mortis buff? Is that what you just said?
We are working on balance changes. They're not final yet, so I don't want to share them with you, and then they'll be completely different by the time the update goes live. But we're looking at Mortis for sure.
Cool. Well, this sounds like a fantastic update. I'm super stoked about this. Today's video is kind of all about celebrating the anniversary of Brawl Stars first going into beta 1 year ago. This is really fantastic. So what we did is we made a post on Reddit, and we basically asked 4 questions and gave everybody an opportunity to respond to those questions, and it was a blind post, meaning that people could upvote specific comments without being able to see it. So basically, we're going to be going over the best results, the top most voted results for this video, and kind of discuss that as a group. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
I am. Yeah.
Okay. So first question we asked was, if you were a developer and could implement one thing in the next year, what would it be? First response was from none other than Portal. He says, as a game developer, I'd expand upon the potential that Brawl Stars universe has. In particular, I'd introduce map making. Then he talks a little about some of the cool things about map making, like built right into the game, where players could save a set number of maps and play them for friendly matches. As players progress, maybe more map making tools become available to incentivize players to grind. Some in-game special purchases could be available for those that want to spend extra money, maybe for skins or things like that. And then allow for like community events and things like that with these maps. Maybe, I don't know, something exciting like that. Really sounds like a cool idea. I'm going to go ahead and hand some time over to Lex. Lex, what do you think about this?
I would love that. I mean, I know we've talked about it before, and I can just imagine the hours of my life just drifting away in this map maker. If it was in game, I know I would spend so much time creating maps and having your friends play it, and it would be fantastic. It would add such another deep dimension to the game that would just be really, really cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. What do you think, Trickshot?
Yeah, I'm on the same boat as Lex. I think it would be just a huge change that a lot of users would like, and maybe you could even share it to different places, and we could definitely start up supporting more posts on the subreddit with map making contests and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, Ryan?
Absolutely. I am so in love with this idea, and I don't want to speak for the whole team, which are right over there, but I think a map maker, especially for Brawl Stars, would be huge because the maps play a huge role in how a match plays out. And in addition, this is something we did for Boom Beach about a year ago, is create a map maker. But for Brawl, there are different game modes, different objectives. There's so much more you can do with a map maker. So I think the potential is huge. And this is something I would definitely be excited about doing later down the road.
Yeah, I think that this would be a total blast. Just like Lex said, I could imagine myself sitting down for hours and basically becoming like a useless person because I'm just spending time building maps. The next response for this question was actually one made by Lex himself. He suggested dynamic maps, so maps that move and change as the game kind of like goes along, you know, kind of just kind of things happen throughout there. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn some time over to Trickshot. Trickshot, what do you think about that?
So this idea reminds me like a lot about a few other games I've played, but you know, on PC and console, where over time, like after a certain, I don't know, a minute or so passes, because Brawl is slightly shorter, times than most other games on PC and console. Like after a certain amount of time passes, the map will just like it'll start snowing, or maybe like a bridge will explode and you'll have to find another way around. Or, just I could see so much potential with dynamic maps changing over time, and maybe even through certain actions like there used to be with the dynamite and heists. So, yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
That would be really cool. So what do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I love it. And this is something, as a team, we've talked about pretty much since day one. We've had ideas of some kind of dynamic maps. We've had ideas about maybe doing like a Pac-Man scenario where you could exit through the left of the map and then come back in through the right, or having a train run through the middle of a gem grab map to kind of block off the action, and maybe the throwers are really happy for a couple of seconds. So we've had tons of ideas like this, and we would love to get that done.
It definitely does sound like a lot of fun. It'd be interesting to see how whether different game modes would happen, or like a specific map specific, or I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Lex, you were the mastermind behind this comment. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, originally I got the idea from, I used to play World of Warcraft, and in the PvP, there was one arena where these two pillars like raised from the ground, and at certain points of the match, and you could like be on the pillar, and you could rise up, and you could get away from the people below, or somebody could be up there with you. I don't know, and I just thought it'd be really cool if you could incorporate some cool things into the maps in Brawl Stars, and obviously they've already had that idea, and Ryan's gonna do it just for me. He's gonna make it happen.
That's already confirmed.
Yeah, it's confirmed, 100%.
Just for Lex,
That's
we'll
great.
get it done.
That's right. Okay, so question number 2. If you were a game developer and could change one thing about the game last year, what would it be? And the first response here was by Luchador on Fire, and it says, I would probably go back to the old pin badge medal upgrade progression. While I understand why they did it, I just found it a little bit more interesting. So I guess we're going down this round table. I guess next to answer first is Ryan. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, we've redone the meta now a couple times, and we don't have the correct answer. It's very hard to say which one was right. We've tried a couple things, and we've seen improvements every time we've changed it, so we think we're on the right track. And this is not a unanimous decision with the team. Some people loved the pin, some people loved the new system, some people loved chips way back when. But I think the pins were really cool. Just personally thinking about when we first came out with them, I wanted to get real physical pins that I could collect the whole time. So I loved it just for that reason.
Yeah, definitely seems interesting. I can see where the team kind of did talk about this, because I really like this idea. I love the old progression system, but at the same time, there is kind of this thing of having so many choices and so many options that you just spend so much time thinking about it that eventually you just don't do anything. And then your account's not progressing, and then you're having a negative playing experience because you just can't make the right decision, even though basically all the decisions are right. I don't know if that's kind of what the team was thinking about, but that's the way I view it, even though I felt like pins, badges, and medals were just really cool. I had a blast with it. What do you think, Lex?
Yeah, I mean, I actually really liked. Wait, first of all, whoever on the team decided they like chips, you need to let me know who that is, because we need to have a talk with that guy. No, I did really like the previous upgrade system as well. I can see where this guy's coming from. Is that I understand why they did it, why you guys did it, but I did find the last one more interesting. But this one, the new one, is perfectly fine too. I mean, it's obviously a system that works, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, what do you think, Trickshot?
Well, I mean, I think that most of the systems that have come in have been pretty good, except chips, like Lex said. It was a little awkward on that one. But the pin system and all those, I think what you said, Karios, was it was just a little bit too complex in my opinion. Just too many options, and you feel like you got to make the right choice because each one is not for a select brawler. And this upgrade system, you get your points just for one brawler, so it's really easy to kind of upgrade each one when you want, and you don't have any other choices. If I want to put this here or on another brawler, you just have one set path on one brawler. So I think this is kind of the best system for upgrading right now, in my opinion, even though the other ones were a little bit cooler in customization and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
we're
you
kinda all
guys
on the
are
same page
spot
there.
on with our reasoning as to why we moved away from pins. It made the decision a little bit harder. You had to really think and plan out what you were upgrading and when. And I think for a lot of hardcore players, that's really fun and interesting and cool. But for people who are less hardcore and just want to play and upgrade their brawlers, it's very complicated and they're afraid of making the wrong decision, even though maybe there isn't a wrong decision. But still, we wanted to make it easy, clear, and a big jump when you do upgrade a brawler.
Okay, so next response to this question was also, once again, Portal. Welcome to our second special guest, Portal, onto the channel. He says, while it was only a recent change that occurred over the past year, I changed the event schedule such that it still offers diversity in player experience while also being noob friendly. That being said, the Brawl Stars team has already noted that they're open to changing it. We'll see what the future has in store for this one. I think this is a lot of the feedback that I've been seeing a lot regarding the most recent update. Basically, people love the most recent update a ton, but it's all like, hey, I love Brawl Ball, and people are like, no, I hate Brawl Ball. Oh, I love Bounty. I don't like Bounty. You know, just kind of a back and forth, like, what's the best event schedule? And that's kind of what I think about that. What do you think, Lex?
Yeah, well, he gets part of his wish right away because Duo Showdown and Showdown come into the same slot, so that's great. He gets part of that, but I don't know what the team's data that they've collected yet so far. Maybe Ryan can chime in here in a second, but Brawl Ball and Bounty are definitely ones that I have been missing. So I'm with him on the. I would like to see the rotation still tweaked more, and I'm sure that's still coming.
Yeah. What do you think, Trickshot?
Yeah, I definitely think that, as time progresses and as players, find different maps or they start liking other game modes more, they get burnt out and whatnot, different game mode cycles are going to be favored no matter what. You'll never have, like, a perfect cycle, I think. So, it'll always need to be changed up, but I definitely think the Duo Showdown and Normal Showdown being together and playable at any time is definitely an amazing change that's coming.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Yeah, did you want to add your 2 cents to that, Ryan?
Sure. So I think Trickshot's right. I don't know if we will ever have the perfect event rotation, but now, at least for the first time with the global keybar, we can really see the data on which games are being played the most. And that should give us a really good sense of which ones to put up front. But to throw a wrench in that equation, we want to make sure that the first top game mode is something that's simple, easy to pick up and play, so that somebody who opens the game the first time isn't really confused by Heist or Brawl Ball, and they think that's all of Brawl Stars is that one game mode. So there's a little bit of balancing we have to do there with the first slot, but I think we can, and as you see now with Showdown and Duos, we're now adjusting the rotation, and we'll keep doing that more and more as we get more data.
Third question here. Compare the game as it is now to a year ago, back when you've never heard of Brawl Stars and you picked it up for the first time. What is your favorite change? First response here, I'm Dionysus, says Duo Showdown. Wish it was on more, is what he said. And man, I gotta tell you, you are the man that inspired this entire change. No, I don't know. But this is, you're getting your wish. What do you think, Trickshot?
I mean, his wish has been granted right there. There's no more to say about that.
Yes.
Genie in the bottle. Ryan came in time.
What do you think, Ryan?
Done and done. Duo Showdown coming all the time. It's my favorite game mode too now. And I think most of the team really loves it. So definitely we're gonna see it all the time now.
It's absolutely a blast. Okay, so the next heist response here was 2 heists in safe, or 2 safes in heist, I think is what Hyper 197 is trying to say there. What do you think, Ryan?
I think, honestly, one of the most consistent pieces of feedback that we received since the game launched was that Heist is unbalanced. No matter how much we tried to balance those maps, adjust the safe health, change the layouts of each map, we couldn't get it perfect. And then when we wanted to release a new map, it would take another 6 months of getting that balanced. Now
Like
that we have
GG
2
Corral.
safes, yeah, exactly. Now that we have 2 safes and they're symmetrical, it's much easier to balance. Well, it's by definition balanced because it's equal. So, and I have not seen any more complaints about it being imbalanced, and I think it was a great change we made that maybe we should have done sooner.
Definitely a ton of fun. I'm absolutely loving it. What about you, Lex?
Yeah, I mean, when Ryan's talking about the previous balances, it just makes me think back to GG Corral, when they had just the safe was enclosed in that box, and if you could jump and get in the box, you could just sit there and just wail on it, and nobody could touch you. That was good times. That didn't last very long though.
When we're playtesting that internally, that wasn't a move that we thought of when we were testing it. We didn't think let's Piper jump into the safe. That didn't cross our minds. Then when it started happening, we were like, huh, that might be a
Throw
problem.
your Jesse turret in there and then have fun. But yeah, no, I do really love the heist change. It's a lot of fun. The meta is different than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why, but I didn't envision like the tanks that are in heist right now. Just it's all about building your super and charging in there. So that is a little bit of a curveball that I wasn't expecting. But I'm sure we can see some changes to that over time as well.
Speaking of the meta changing, I thought it was so one of the first matches I had after Win Live. Basically, both our teams somehow managed to cross each other and get to each other's safe, and it was just a race against the clock to see who could do the most damage and get the other safe down. That is not something that I predicted would happen in Heist, but it was super fun, even though I lost.
Oh man, absolutely a blast. Trickshot, what do you think of double safe and heist?
Double safe is awesome. I think it's the best change that could have came in the mode. It's super balanced now. People can't really complain that they got on the bad side this time, because now they're either both bad sides or they're both good sides. Then it's all up to your team.
The side that I'm playing on, that's the bad side.
Now you can only complain about your teammates. That'll never stop happening, I imagine.
Nope.
Okay, now I do have to mention this third response right here because it's interesting. Luchador on Fire, unpopular opinion, landscape. While it's taken me a while to get used to the controls, I do like the view on landscape. And this is crazy because this is one of the most upvoted comments out of all of the comments here. And and I think that people have been really... The community's been all on different sides about landscape. So that's super interesting. I'm going to respond to that really fast, then we'll kind of go through our rounds. I've got to say, I totally agree. I was really hesitant when landscape first came out, and I was like I had such a big positive attitude about it. I was like, this is gonna be awesome, and then it was kind of like my heart sunk as I played more and more and more. But then I felt like as I actually continued playing and recognized the potential, I realized it's different than Portrait was, but it's still an amazing game. And now I actually have control over the field. I'm able to see everything, and I actually know what to do, rather than just kind of like being over on the left side being like, I hope my guy over on the right is actually winning his lane, because I don't know what's happening over there. I don't know. I love landscape. It's super fun, exciting. I think that we went through a little bit of a bump, and we're moving to the future, and I'm really stoked about that. Did you want to respond to that, Lex?
Yeah, I mean, I also 100% on board, and I don't even need to have an oof shirt on right now, and so sorry, Ryan. Sorry about that, man.
You can only pull the oof shirt one time.
He didn't know I was going to do that either. But I'm completely on board with Luchador here. Is that I love landscape. The controls have gotten a lot better from what they were when it first released. And I'm sure that there's still more auto aim nerf coming to that. But the state of the game is in such a good place right now. I mean, I'm really, I think I'm enjoying playing more right now, just as much as I ever have. And so that's props to the dev team. Brian and you guys have done a great job, and I'm really excited for the future of the game.
Yeah. What do you think, Trickshot?
Yeah, I mean, well, when Landscape first launched, it was definitely the point where I thought, this is the apocalypse of the subreddit. Every post on there was negative. I think I had more removals than we have in a week on Brawl Stars in just one day. So the subreddit was basically on fire during that time, and everyone thought, this is the end. What have they done? And now, after we're getting fantastic updates and people have gotten used to it, it probably is one of the best things that has happened to the game. And I definitely think it's, if anything, given Brawl Stars a greater chance to go global. So I think it's been a good change, and Reddit, thankfully, thinks that too now, so I don't have to remove as many posts about it.
I think the turning point was when Ryan said it was landscape or kill the game, and everybody's heart sank. They were like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
That did it for sure.
let's do this. Okay. Then they actually picked up the game. They played it more. Then they recognized, oh yeah, okay, this isn't that bad. This is actually pretty fantastic.
This is still Brawl Stars.
Ryan, what is your response to this question? I'm sure that this topic has been on your heart and on your mind probably more than anyone else's.
You know, I think in my entire life, the word landscape will never mean a sunset or a beautiful field. It will now always mean Brawl Stars. And this was, I think, maybe the hardest decision that we had to make as a team, because we knew that the community would not take to it immediately. And that's for a few reasons. First, because when the landscape update came out, we didn't deliver to you guys new brawlers or skins or modes. It was just UI stuff, which is kind of boring ultimately. And in addition, when we first released Landscape, it wasn't very well balanced, and we knew that. The brawlers were way off. Everything was way off. So we knew that in the beginning it was going to be really rough, and it was really rough on the community too, for good reason. You guys had the right reason to be mad at us, because we didn't deliver to you any interesting features, and the game was kind of broken for a while. So we totally understood, and I'm really, really glad to hear that people have warmed up to Landscape, because we truly believe, for us, that's the best shot at getting Brawl Stars to global release.
Last question here, and then we'll go over the community response, then we'll each go around and talk about our own favorites. But it says, over the past year, what was your favorite memory of Brawl Stars? And first response was Letsamir says, I won a 9v1 showdown. It happened when Brawl Stars was Portrait, and I was actually, I was a pretty new player. They all teamed up on purpose. My heart beat like a fast drum. And yeah, nothing really special, but it's my greatest memory. What do you think about that, Brickshot?
I mean, this kind of brings back memories too. I think there's a Reddit post that was a video of that happening. Someone with Shelly who was with a bunch of teamers, and they had it in their mind that they were about to be the first one who draws blood, so they had their super ready, and they just used their super and cleared out everyone in about like 2 seconds. It was a fantastic video. If I can find it, I'll somehow put it up in a memory post or something like that. But I think teaming a showdown definitely was really stressful, but when you beat teamers, it was really rewarding. And think we have Duo Showdown now, where everyone teams with your friend.
That's right. What do you what's your response, Ryan?
That is maybe the hardest question anyone has asked me. I think it might also be in Showdown. There was one match where somehow I got like 10 power-ups really quickly, and there were still a lot of people left in there. So I was kind of marching around clearing people out. I think I had Bull or someone very tanky. And there was one Crow who was kind of hiding behind me with one power-up, and I think I cleared out the rest of them, and that poor guy was just sitting there with me at 15 power-ups looking at me, and then he kind of did a spin, and I did a spin, and then I ran into the smoke and gave it to him, and that was such a cool little high-five moment. Like, we survived together.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's
the origination of Duo Showdown right there.
Yeah.
That's how you be a community manager. You give them the wins.
That's right.
That's it. That's exactly right.
Oh man, Lex, what's your favorite memory of Brawl Stars?
Well, I mean, of the actual game, it would definitely be me getting Crow after spending so much money and no legendaries, and when I finally got him, like I said, as cringy as it was, me kissing my iPad, and I totally freaked out. But in terms of Brawl Stars in general, I mean, my YouTube channel went from like 200 subscribers to now 17,000. So Brawl Stars has been pretty good to me, and so there's been a lot of great memories in Brawl Stars, and it's hard to nail down one from the past year, but I'm looking forward to the next year. I mean, actually, you know what? Speaking of this, I had a question for Ryan. Is that okay? So Ryan, if Brawl Stars is still alive a year from now, it'll be global, right?
Yes.
Oh wow.
See there, guys? I got you guys a date right there.
We got it.
Game is going global. It is going global.
A year from now.
Well,
the if.
Again, I said if the game was still alive a year from
Yes.
now, it will be global. So it's interpret it how you like, but we got a date, guys. We got a date.
We have a date guaranteed by June 15th, 2019. If
Yes.
it's still a thing. If not, then it's gone, and that sucks. But that's great. Oh, man. Okay, Trickshot, I didn't really ask you, what is your favorite memory of Brawl Stars over the past year?
My favorite memory? Well, I mean, the subreddit's been had its up and downs for sure. But you know, one thing for sure that I love about Brawl Stars that I haven't seen in any other subreddit that I visit mostly all the Supercell subreddits, is that we probably have the most creative and you know, helpful community out there when it comes to Supercell games. Well, of course, when Landscape came, everyone was a little upset and worried, but I think, yeah, a little bit more upset than they were worried. But so, you know, we have probably the best artists I've ever seen who are posting here, and we have like 10 of them who are making fantastic art posts, and
they're like mind-blowing. Like,
yeah,
every day I open up the subreddit, I'm like, what is this amazing piece of artwork? Like, this masterpiece here. Sorry for interrupting you.
And then we have like the people who make game mode ideas, and it's just people make fantastic ideas and fantastic you know, contributions to the community. That's probably my favorite part. That's what keeps me, you know, playing the game and getting on the subreddit, is just the fact that, you know, we have a community that, even though the game's been, you know, it hasn't been global for a year now, it's the community's still going strong, and they're still supportive. So, you know, once we do go global, wink wink Ryan, hopefully it happens, you know, it'll the community is really gonna be awesome, and I can't wait for it.
Trickshot, you're so right. And I think that we talk about this at the office too. We're blown away by how incredibly passionate the Brawl Stars community is. And sometimes that passion is negative. Hopefully most of the time it's positive. But we see it in, like, the fan art is nuts. There is so much amazing artwork coming out all the time that we're totally blown away. And I think almost the whole team checks the subreddit every morning to see what kind of new cool stuff you guys have thought of. We definitely watch it all the time.
I'm going to read this last comment and then comment on it really fast. This was also by Portal. He says, it's a tough one to say what my favorite memory is. Between getting my best friend into the game and making new friends along the way, the community aspect of this teamwork-based game has been fundamental to the memories I've had while playing this gem of a game. And I've actually got to give a shout out to Portal as well. He's one of, I play with him and Shadow Jutsu and Lex probably the most out of anyone in the game. And that's got to be my favorite part of the game, is just making new friends, creating those bonds, those memories. I came to the game to have fun with the game, but I'm playing because of the people, and that's one aspect of Brawl Stars that I absolutely love, and has been just so fun. And I'm super stoked about the future of Brawl Stars because it's a blast. I can only imagine the great things that are coming in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you to everybody that took the time to put their responses into the community post. There were so many great comments on there. Unfortunately, we didn't have the time to cover every single one of them, but you guys are absolutely fantastic. Before we go ahead and end this video, is there anything else you wanted to say there, Lex?
I just wanted to say thank you so much to the Reddit community. I mean, I check it every day, and I love seeing everything you guys have posted, and it's great having a nice community like that for everybody to rally around and have a good time.
Yeah, and then also to Trickshot, thanks for joining on the call. Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, thanks for having me again. Hopefully do a lot more of these, and thank you, Ryan, for coming along, showing off the new update, and talking about the game for a little bit.
Yeah, and then thank you once again to our special guest, Ryan, for taking the time to come onto this video. Thank you so much. Anything you'd like to add before we end this video?
Of course. I mean, thank you, Lex. Thank you, Kairos. Thank you, Trickshot. And huge thank you to the community. And I want to say that we're hoping to get this update out to you very soon, maybe even next week. So stay tuned.
What?
Oh, some sneaky peeks right there.
Yeah.
That's right. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. For now, this is Lex, Trickshot, Ryan, and Kairos time ticking by. We will see you in Brawl Stars.